Welcome to the Semple Family Museum of Native American Art.
The vision of the university is that this is really going to be our foundation for Native American culture on our campus. We have over 150 pieces in our collection, and probably one of the best Native American art collections in this region and maybe even in the Southwest. So it's just amazing the support that we've had from the Semple family to make this dream a reality.
The Semple family's vision to fund and build this facility was a collaborative effort inspired by their Choctaw heritage and a deep passion for the arts.
Our family is Choctaw, a member of the Choctaw tribe. Our grandfather was an original enrollee. We're always very, very proud to be Choctaw.
My mother was an artist. My sisters were all artists.
We grew up in this area as a family. All of our brothers and sisters are very close to this area, very close to Choctaw Nation, very close to Southeastern.
I would say the inspiration to build this facility came from a lot of different directions. Southeastern had a collection that had never been properly displayed, kind of a hidden secret. I always knew when we had the collection that it was something unique. I knew that these were more than just paintings, they were history lessons, each and every one of them.
They're really beautiful pieces and speak volumes individually, but when you get to see the entire collection together, it's just so striking. They come together as an entire story.
There's over 140 pieces, 26 Native American tribes are represented. It's a wonderful collection.
Like a phoenix rising from the ashes, a solemn event culminates in a unified family vision.
The idea about a museum came from a very specific inspirational event, and that was the death of my brother, my older brother, Bill.
He was my hero. I lived and breathed to be in his presence. He was honored at his funeral at a place at Southeastern's campus, an amphitheater that was built in the 1930s. And right next door was a home that had been actually my art teacher's home that belonged to the university. We had his art on display there. You know how sometimes things just come together at certain times in your life and you just need to act on them. Well, his spirit was really with us, and we wanted to do something that would last a long, long time and be in honor of him and in honor of our family. I had a very dreamy idea that, well, we'll just remodel the house that's there. And the house was part of the inspiration because it belonged to my art teacher, who was my mentor. As it worked out, my sister is an architect in Denver, Colorado, and we thought, well, maybe Sarah can draw us some drawings.
It had a lot of curb appeal, but it also inside it had some multi-levels, and it was just very intriguing. We tried to renovate it for the museum, but it really was difficult.
I know that both my mother and my aunt and my uncle really had a fond connection to that house, so there was a lot of nostalgia there. For example, the brick was chosen to really match the original brick of the house, and that mid-century modern style. It's going to have kind of a residential feel, so you'll be able to kind of experience this art, how it's been shown for years and years and years in people's houses and kind of in a small scale, and be able to get really close to the art.
It's the Semple family's ancestry and historical roots that inspire the dream.
We thought this museum could be in honor of our family that had spent so many generations impacting the history of Oklahoma. We had 2 Choctaw chiefs, we had 1 poet laureate.
It starts with Peter P. Pitchland. He was the 3rd chief of the Choctaws, a central figure in the development of the Choctaw Nation.
He was chosen actually to be part of the scouting party that came to Oklahoma before the Choctaw tribe was removed. And that's a sad story because it became the story of the Trail of Tears.
We had another chief, his name was William Finley Semple, a key contributor to the development of Southeastern State.
We had 1 poet laureate, Aunt Ann. She was the family historian for many, many years.
It creates a lot of pride in the role that they played in the development of the state of Oklahoma as an Indian territory.
A passion to create and preserve Native American art is further fueled by a deep inner fire to fully understand the story of their ancestors.
As an artist myself, I often think the artistic expression comes about in the moment, and you can tell by all of the artwork that it took a special connection between that individual who was creating it and the objects that they were creating.
I think it's the striving to understand my culture. When I was growing up, it wasn't cool to be an Indian. It was kind of like we were invisible. A lot of my artwork comes from the understanding that our culture is important to tell others to document it. It is our heritage. If we don't tell the story visually, then who will? Every tribe has their own customs, but as a group, I think it's important that we tell the story of the American Indian.
Southeastern Oklahoma State University, the Semple family, and the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma, they go back many, many, many years. And so coming together to work on this museum was not a far stretch at all. And now they've established a board of visitors, and it's a great representation of all three of those entities.
Well, we're hoping that the museum will again be an extension of our art curriculum, an extension of our Native American Cultural Center, an extension of the history of this institution. We have an amazing story to tell in terms of the relationship of the Native American culture and the influence on our campus. And this museum is going to really be the centerpiece for telling that story.
Bill was my uncle and one of the nicest, sweetest, most soft-spoken, interesting people.
He was really my mentor as a child. And at a very young age, I wanted to be just like him. I wanted to draw like him and paint like him. He seemed to be so interested in so many things, whether it was archery or fishing. He read big, thick novels when he was very young.
He was everything. He was kind of the all-American guy. He was captain of the football team, always a straight-A student. Went to the Naval Academy, became an engineer in the Navy.
He was a boxer also, and then he was a graduate of Annapolis with a mechanical engineering degree. Then he went back to school and got a master's in architecture.
A foundation for him was his love of the family and really art.
His art kind of took a back seat till he retired, and then he started painting again. And the two of us had the most special time in our life. We had many occasions that we would visit my sister in Colorado, and he insisted that I bring my paints, and he would bring his paints. And then we painted outdoors in the beautiful mountains of Colorado.
He was the most generous person, and I think the generosity of our interest in this museum was because we were taught generosity, not only from our parents, but from Bill.
Well, I think he'd be thrilled. It's everybody's ideas coming together, and I think that he would have loved that. He really would have liked that the building kind of showcased the family as a whole and how they work together.
In the end, it all came together because even in a very difficult time medically, he was able to communicate to all of us the importance of stepping back and thinking about how we, as a family and a member of this community, can kind of help each other and help create something special. And that's why this museum, to a large degree, is really dedicated to his life.
So it's just amazing the support that we've had from the Semple family to make this dream a reality. Not only their dream to build this museum on a location that's very special and has a connection to the Semple family, but a location that really will be a foundation again for Native American culture, Native American studies at Southeastern Oklahoma State University. So thanks to the Semples, thanks to their dedication and hard work to make this a reality, and we really are proud of the fact that we have the Semple Family Museum of Native American Art on the campus at Southeastern Oklahoma State University.